Alright there, this Homer Cocktailo, I think it's 4. Those pennies right there. Probably more than 100. I could probably get $1 out of that. Look at this fan right here. It's starting to warm up. Wow, look at that spin. Homer Cocktail 4. Haven't posted here a whole lot. Listen to classical music on the XM radio. I hope it's Creative Commons because I'm not featuring that. That's incidental. I'm going to go outside right now. Sometimes I'll erase the whole audio on something. Before I go outside, it's a nice little day out there. Right, nice little day out there. Before I go outside, I want to point a couple of things out here. Right here. This is a book I just wrote called Thermite. It's my first book. It has Jayne. And I just recently published it to lulu.com. L-U-L-U, Lulu. You can buy it there. I'm not making a whole lot of money. It's basically the cost of publishing, and I get a dime. If you buy it from Amazon, I get $2 if you buy it from Lulu. Anyhow, let's go to page 1 right here. Let's go page 1. And this is my one I use for editing. So, you know, this is I got typos. You'll see little notes in there. See that little typo notes, etc. This is just my first draft. But here, this is intentional. Sometimes there's mistakes that you do mean. A Polaroid, a picnic table. Oh no, oh no, oh no, that's a paragraph, oh no. And if you slow this down, you can read the text. There's some incomplete sentences there. Deliberate, very deliberate. Stephen King starts off the book Misery with number one Fayin in italics. And different variations of, it's a guy coming to consciousness. Paul Sheldon in the book. This one, styrofoam cup. So we'll talk about the run-ons, the incomplete sentences, actually from Thermite that I just published online. We'll talk about this thing right here. Okay, let's go outside. Homer Cocktail 4. Sometimes you feel compelled to do the vlogs, and sometimes you don't. I've been doing a few of these lately, and it's been a while since I've done them. I think the name of this one's going to be Voices, by the way. Voices. My high school English teacher was very adamant about, even in the course of little fiction, you know, I wasn't in advanced placement, but I was in college prep, about not using incomplete sentences. You have to have a subject, a verb, and an object. And if you happen to have qualifiers, if you happen to have adjectives, adverbs, you know, conjunctions, etc., yeah, that's fine. But you had to have every sentence with a subject, a verb, and an object. Otherwise, you get marked down. Even though professionals like Stephen King, you use it for emphasis, for focus, etc. It's a literary method. And I could kind of understand, you know, I took a driver's ed class where you're taught to put your hands at 2 o'clock and 10 o'clock. And, you know, people drive all the time not using that method, but if you didn't use that method in the car during driver's training, you know, you get marked down, and the teacher might even press on his brake on the passenger side in that styrofoam cup. This video right here is about, you know, the voices that you hear in your head sometimes. Maybe it's your mom or something. You know, you drop the cookie jar and you can hear your mom screaming at you already. And I just wrote a few books as God the Rockefeller. Not that I try to pay attention to the literary rules, but deliberately I knocked out that voice in my head from that teacher, because every time, I've done creative fiction, I'm thinking, wow, I'm about to get marked down. And it's been 20 years since I've been in high school. But somehow I'm going to get marked down for using an incomplete sentence, let alone, just descriptive word, not descriptive word, but a noun and its article as an entire paragraph, right? And I was going to the school in Claremont, and I was studying ecology. And the very first day in the ecology center meeting, one of the teachers of ecology came in with a styrofoam cup, and I don't know, later on in the year, in the following semester, we were doing personal presentations, and this girl passed around Dixie cups, and the guy wouldn't even take Dixie cups with a seed. Her presentation was she wanted to get people to plant things, so you're supposed to take home this Dixie cup with the seed and plant it. And the teacher said, could I just take mine in my hand? And I remember on the first day of class, he brought a styrofoam cup, which in ecology circles as a no-no. And up until recently, man, it would always be absurd. Whenever I'd use a whole sheet of paper and not need a whole sheet of paper, these guys would make flyers, on half sheets of paper, and once in a while you go into a restroom, and there's no joke, and someone from the ecology center would on paper tape something next to a restroom stall about people using toilet paper. Hey, people, right? You're wasting one of the resources of the world, trees, etc., and don't use so much toilet paper. It's kind of silly. But I just started a documents channel, Homer Cocktail 48, and I'm posting a lot of things. I'm going to post transcripts eventually, but I posted one of my diplomas. I posted an affidavit, and at some point in the late 90s, man, some of these, like I said, some of these voices you get about having your room clean or something. Man, it became kind of loud in my fucking head about, I grew up, and eventually, I went a different direction, but I grew up with a lot of fundamentalist relatives, and ecology eventually seemed to be like a religion. I was talking about it with some nieces and other family members recently. That, hey man, that's a sin, and this is a sin, and don't do that, that's a sin, and everything. And obviously, eventually I got past that you can't drink it all, because that, right? It was Jesus' first miracle, actually, turning water to wine. Not that it matters. And some people say, oh, you're not supposed to dance. I had a homecoming date in high school who had to cry in order to go to homecoming with me because her dad was against dancing and stuff. And then you go into like a discipline like ecology, and hey man, why are you driving? Why are you driving anywhere? Why are you printing on books? Blah blah blah. And these things were very loud in my head about, hey man, you just went to that store and they gave you a styrofoam container and shit. What if someone sees you with that? Like, you know what? This is just crazy. This is just goddamn crazy. I need to be a little pragmatic about life, So, that's what this piece is. It happens to be Cinco de Mayo right now. I took to wearing hats and stuff, especially at Homer Cocktail 13. A little overcast out there. In my last piece, I featured one of these cactus flowers right here. Got a cactus right there with a flower growing out of it. It's real neat. So that's what this is. You know, this is has to do with those fucking ludicrous voices, and the way you got to do this, just fucking, hey man, fuck you. Here's a sentence. It's an article and a noun. Boom. Right on page 1. You guys party on. Have a good time.